Welcome back. My name is Teresa and I'm very much alive. And haunted, apparently. What was that? I have an awful garbage filthy mouth where sometimes, just sometimes, I tend to use the word fuck as a comma. It's amazing. I invite you to try it. It's life-changing. You'll thank me later. If you're not into that or weird stuff in general, this is definitely not the place for you. Feel free to X out the video here. No harm, no foul. But I'll remember our time fondly. Why, hello, my little crunchy calamaris. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the two latest releases from Sir Wayne Goss. No, he hasn't been knighted, but I feel like he should. Why? Because he has a cool name, duh. So from here on out on this channel, we're going to call him Sir Wayne Goss. I don't know why. I apologize to everybody in advance, but I just feel like I have to do this. So if I ever do get the chance to meet him, I'm just going to just do that and be a complete weirdo. Whatever. Any whoosies. So from here on out, it's Sir Wayne Goss, glitter bukkake extraordinaire, Sir Wayne Goss. Actually, I think that should all be in a title on a business card. Please, somebody make it, send it to him. You're welcome. Anyway, if you have been living under a rock lately, Sir Wayne Goss has released two new things. One, I don't know where it is. It was hiding. He released a new eyeshadow palette, which is the luxury eye palette in Pearl. Ooh. And a waterproof mascara. So without further ado, let's talk about the eyeshadow palette first.
Meet makeup artist Sir Wayne Goss' most romantic palette yet. 6 enchanting, easy-to-wear neutrals, inspired by blushing brides. Featuring an effortlessly blended formula in matte, satin, and celestial shimmer finishes. The luxury eye palette in Pearl instantly brightens your features with fresh, pretty hues.
So this baby retails for a whopping $55. And this is the third palette to be launched from the brand. And I'm happy to report that there is no repeat black shade in this palette. So that is motherfucking amazing. I love that so much. This palette comes in the wonderful S&M inspired packaging, full of pleasure and pain. Pain because sometimes it's a bitch to open, but pleasure when you do. Once opened, you do get this lovely mirror as well as this wonderfully basic ass bitch color story. Since there are 6 shades, I'm gonna break it down by shade, and I'm gonna start with this guy up here, which I believe is number 1. This is a pink beige with a matte finish. This is literally my skin tone. This is uncooked chicken. The best way for me to utilize this shade is to use like a bigger fluffy blending brush and use the shade to blend the edges of the darker shadows just to kind of have a softer edge. And for that, it's awesome. This also does make for a nice inner corner highlight as well. It's subtle, but she's cute. There is a little kick up in pan, but no fallout. And honestly, if there was fallout, I couldn't fucking tell anyway because it's the shade of my fucking skin. Moving on to shade number 2. This is a pearl beige with a satin finish. This is a very pretty satin shade that has a very beautiful pink hue to it. This applied very well with a brush, and I didn't have any fallout when using this shade. And the longevity was great. That was such a beautiful shade to work with. The shade next to that is number 3, and it's a soft pink with a matte finish. This is a great matte shade. It's beautifully pigmented and blends effortlessly and has excellent longevity. This is a shade that I primarily used in my crease, but it also does work great if you're just gonna put it all over the lid. Shade number 4 is a soft brown with a matte finish. This matte shade operated very much like the rest of the mattes in this palette. There was little to no fallout and little to no kick up in pan. I love using this shade not only as an outer corner shade, but I think it pairs very nicely with shade 3. The combination of the two really make for a beautiful warm pink gradient. Love them. Shade number 5 is described as a taupe brown with a matte finish. I love this fucking shade so much. I love basic ass bitch cool tone browns. I just love them. I love them with a passion. I love taupe. I never thought I would ever say that out loud. I love taupe, but here we are. Taupe is probably the most unsexiest color in the land, but she's so fucking solid. She is so basic. I love that. This shade does not disappoint. This is the shade that I would primarily use as a lash line shade or in the outer corner. However, if you do just throw it all over the lid, it's fucking beautiful. Basic, but beautiful. It's wonderfully pigmented and blends so beautifully with the rest of the shadows in this palette. I like using this shade on top of shade 4 just to give the outer corner a little extra dimension. It's so pretty. And I'm actually gonna buy another one of these palettes and give this to my mom because I know she will shit her pants over that shade. Yes, she will shit her pants. I believe it. That's why she doesn't like going to Taco Bell. The smell of the receipts just get her every time. Not even joking when I said that. Sorry, Mom. Anyway, I'm gonna purchase it for her because I know how much she loves taupe. And what can I say? I am my mother's daughter, all right? We both love the same boring ass basic shit. Last but not least, shade number 6, a sparkling peach with a shimmer finish. I fucking love this shade. Between shade 5 and shade 6, I'm like fucking sold. This is the pure definition of sophisticated sparkles. This is the definition of like going into a boardroom and slamming your hand on the conference table screaming that you own 51% of the company, okay? So technically you can just apply this with a dry brush, and with a dry brush, I like it. It's very, very pretty. However, when I do it with a dry brush or with my finger, I notice there's some rogue glitter bukkake. So for me, I found the best way to apply it was with a little bit of glitter glue, and when I use a little bit of glitter glue, I find that the sparkles definitely stay intact. In a way, I kind of feel like the formula is a little bit different from this palette than the first palette that I used, because the first palette that I used, the shimmer shades, oh my god, they got me glitter pregnant with all the bukkake, okay? But this one, not so much. I also love this shimmer shade because for one day that I had it on, I think I had it on for more than 12 hours, probably like 15 hours. It looked beautiful. It's like the perfect amount of shimmer without being too much. Your eyelid almost looks wet when you have it on. It's very, very pretty. This is a foolproof shade. Anyone, and I mean anyone, I think would look lovely with this on their face. I am so happy that I picked up this palette. I know I talked about it briefly in my last makeup bingo video. I wasn't a huge fan of the first palette. I was able to create really pretty looks with it, but I didn't really find it special. However, when I saw this palette, the Anne inside me perked up and we grabbed our debit card. And I'm happy that I did. Is this the most revolutionary color story? No, it's not. Do I have these shades in my collection? Probably. We all do. So for me, it really comes down to quality. Is this something that I'm gonna continually reach for day in and day out? Yes. I like the quality of this palette because I can make really beautiful looks in literally no time at all. It's so incredibly easy to use, and it has amazing longevity. I have been out and about lately. I know, who am I? But even when having this palette on and it being in the heat, everything just stays into place. There's no lifting, no fading. It's perfect. This is a palette that it's impossible to fuck up. Like, you're just gonna get beautiful looks every goddamn time. And if I were heading back into the office, this would probably be my go-to palette. Especially when I have to go to meetings where my colorful eye looks will not be appreciated. You know what I mean? This is a great basic bitch palette, and I can totally see this being included in the next basic bitch video that I do. The quality is solid, and I'm so happy that there's no repeat shades. So I'm interested to see what else this brand does put out in regards to eyeshadow palettes. This is fucking awesome. The Anne in me loves it. We fucking love it.
This isn't a magic wand, it's a mascara. Frustrated with unrealistic promises made by many mascaras? Makeup artist Sir Wayne Goss set out to create an essential mascara that lengthens, defines, and holds a curl without flaking or smudging. No marketing gimmicks, no outrageous claims, just rich, black color and fluttery length that lasts.
So this mascara retails for a whopping $24, and it's described as being waterproof, sweat-proof, and smudge-proof. The formula builds smoothly, adding definition and length with every coat. I have been using this product for a little bit now. I went on a drunk shopping spree with my patrons, and next thing I know, this ended up in my cart. I love a good mascara, and I love trying to find a mascara that beats my current favorite, which is from Chantecaille, and that bitch is $73, okay? I know, I fucking hate it too. And I hate it so much because it works and it's so good. I hate it, okay? My bank account hates me for it. And honestly, it's impossible for me to fuck with any other mascara because most mascaras, they don't deliver. Not as good as my Chantecaille. So with that said, I feel like there's two camps. For those that wear fake lashes, they don't really care about mascara. But for someone who doesn't wear fake lashes, they really rely on mascara. Hence me, hi. So I look for products that create volume, lengthens my lashes, and above all, separates my lashes so I don't look like fucking Tammy Faye Baker. Now the wand of the mascara is very thin and very pointy. I'm not a huge fan of it. I don't like the feel of the plastic bristles. I can feel how pointy it is when applying it to my lashes, so I have to be incredibly careful not to poke myself in the eye, which I have done about a dozen fucking times already. And of course, that's my own error. But the shit hurts like hell, and I try to avoid the lower lash line when using this mascara because my lower lash line is sensitive to begin with, so when I poke that bitch, she's not having it. She's not happy. She starts crying and it fucks up my eye look. So I can't even use this for my lower lower lash line because I don't like the feel of the brush head. So I can only use this for the top lashes. Now with that said, I'm happy to say that this formula does provide a lot of volume. So there's no bullshit there. That's great. And it does a fantastic job of holding the volume without it falling throughout the day. Sometimes mascaras can start off promising and then usually by like hour 3, my fucking eyelashes are straight. This one doesn't. Unlike most of us, this bitch has it together and I love that. It makes me look like I have it together as well, when we all know that I don't. I didn't experience any transfer with this product, which is wonderful, except of course when I poked myself in the fucking eye with it, then I did. But again, that's my own fault. I didn't experience any smudging or flaking with this formula. I was out and about sweating like a whore in church and everything stayed into place. Between the eyeshadow palette and the mascara, I looked fucking perfect. The rest of me, not so much, but my eyes, awesome. In regards to my lashes though, this is where I kind of like, kind of hate it a little bit, is because it actually does crunchify my lashes. Unlike Chantecaille, that mascara makes my lashes incredibly soft. This one, they just solidify a bit. And for me, I hate that because when it solidifies, I can feel it, which ultimately makes my eyes feel very heavy. It sucks because this mascara checks most of my boxes and it really does uphold well in the heat. I just hate that the brush head is a little too rough for my liking and I don't like that my lashes feel a bit pointy. Perhaps if the wand was a bit different and my eyelashes didn't feel like a cheesy gordita crunch, then I would potentially consider repurchasing this in the future. So with that said, now I want to hear from y'all. Let me know down below. Did you pick any of this up? Were you planning on picking this up or were you going to skip out? Of course, if there's anything else you would like to see me review, let me know down below because I love hearing from you. And with that said, I want to say thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it as always. Feel free to like, comment, hit that subscribe button, it's free, and hit that bell icon for notification of all my future posts. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, to all my beautiful, wonderful patron bubbies. Thank you so much for keeping this delicious, disgusting, filthy, trashy, I mean really trashy, garbage boat afloat. I couldn't do without you and I love your adorable little delicious faces. If you want to know what is currently on my face, along with where to get my merch, my podcast, my palette, my bloopity blop blop, everything will be listed in the description box below. And I'll see you little apple pies later. Bye!